Hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So if you're watching this, you're probably in the market to buy a soundbar. Maybe you're looking at this one right here. This is the Sony HTS200F. Or maybe you're watching this because you did purchase this thing and you're wanting to know how to get this thing hooked up to your TV. Now, I apologize if the sound isn't that great right now. This is my first video recording in this space right here. I've got a dog in the background, it's kind of panting. I got somebody mowing the lawn on the outside, but hopefully we can get through this and you guys can learn something about this soundbar. All right, so I picked up this soundbar as something to complement the TV that I have in my bedroom because, you know, a lot of these newer TVs that they don't have very good sound in them. The speakers just aren't built the way they used to be. They're usually behind a TV and they don't perform as well. So you have to get a soundbar to get that better audio whenever you are watching movies or any type of media. So I picked this one up here because I think it's going to be a good addition to my secondary TV. It's a small one and it is at a budget price. So if you are looking for a soundbar that is at a budget price, this would be an interesting one to take a good look at. Now, Sony is a trusted name in electronics. I love Sony. I've had some Sony headphones. I've had Sony speakers in the past and they've always performed well for me. Now, I am a Samsung fan. I do love Samsung products, but this Sony soundbar had a pretty good price on it and it's got that trusted Sony name behind it. So that's why I was okay with buying this thing and giving it a try. So let's go ahead and dive into the unboxing portion of this video and then we'll take it up to my TV and get it set up. Okay, now we have it all out of the box and just my first impressions on this soundbar is it is a nice looking soundbar. The top of it has almost like what looks like a leather look. You know how the texture of leather is, but it is a plastic feel, but it looks leather. So that's kind of neat how they did that. It's got the Sony branding on there, and then it's got all your controls on the top that are not a push button. They are like a touch screen kind of feel. So it's got the power button, your input, your Bluetooth, and then to turn it up and down. So a lot of soundbars nowadays are putting them on the side. It's kind of nice to have this one back on top right here. It does have that metal grill here on the front side to give it that nice industrial look. But yeah, this is a nice looking soundbar. Now on the sides here, you do see that your subwoofers are on the side. Which is great when it comes to these smaller soundbars because it's just not, you know, you don't have another component that you have to hook up. Everything is hooked right here in this short soundbar. So some of these soundbars are longer in distance. This one is short. So kudos to Sony for making a smaller one for maybe somebody who does have a smaller size TV and doesn't want to take up a whole lot of space. But I do want to give you guys the measurements on this so that way you see if it fits in your setup here. Go ahead and measure and it comes out to be about 22 3/4 of an inch from end to end. The depth of it is 3 and just under 3/4 of how deep it is, and then we'll see how tall it is to see if it's going to fit underneath your TV if you are mounting this thing just like on a stand or something. But it does sit up about 2.5 inches in height, so that gives you a roundabout idea of the sizing of this thing. Now inside the box it did come with your wall mounting template bracket here. I will not be using this because I am just going to put it like on a dresser below the TV, but if you do want to mount it on your wall, it's got the wall mounting template there. Here is the Sony remote that it comes with. Plastic feel here, not too many buttons. I mean, it's got a few, all your basics that you need to control the soundbar right here. It does come with an optical cable. I'm a fan myself of the optical cable. Depending on who you talk to, it's always preference whether they want to hook it up with an HDMI cord or optical. I always go optical. Now, one thing I will put down in the description below, I will link a good optical cable because a lot of times the optical cables that these companies give you, they're on the cheaper side. And if you want a really good strong connection, one that you're not gonna have any kind of problems with, you want to buy a good cable. So I'll link one that I recommend in the description below. Also, it's got the power adapter cable here. I mean, all these devices always have a big old brick here. And then it's got your startup guide here, which I'll just show you guys how to get this thing started and hooked up. Okay, so my first impressions is pretty nice soundbar so far. Now on the back side of this thing, it does have an HDMI ARC output. That way you can hook it up into your TV if you want to go that route. It's got the TV optical in, the optical cable here, and then it's got a USB hookup right here on the bottom side as well. On the back side here, it's got your 2 holes where you would then hang this onto the wall if you were mounting it on the wall. The great thing about this soundbar is it does have that Dolby audio output here. It's going to be a good soundbar. It's not going to be one of your cheaper ones on the bottom end of the line, but it's also not going to be your higher end soundbar. So let's go ahead and give you a sound test. Well, actually we'll get it set up, then we'll give you a sound test to see what it sounds like. Okay, so now we have the soundbar all hooked up through the optical cable to the TV. Very easy setup process, just plugging in one optical cable to the back of your TV, and you know, as my optical cable is just right here on the side. Every TV is built differently. We hooked in the power cable, so it's just a matter of hooking in those 2 cables and then turning it on. And as you can see, the height as far as this one goes, this is not a Sony TV. This is a Toshiba Sony soundbar, but they made it so that the height pretty universal, does not cover any of the screen at all. It fits nice and neatly below, so that way if you are not mounting this soundbar on the wall, it'll fit right underneath your TV. All right, once we get it all hooked up, I'll turn on the power button on the remote here. You'll see that the TV light is on, and then the other 2 lights come on. So TV light is on, Bluetooth is on, USB is on, and it goes over to TV because that's what's hooked up right now is the optical cable, so it automatically recognizes the TV is connected. Okay, when you are turning up and down the volume on this soundbar here, the only indicator that you get, because on the front here there's no other lights except that very top light, you'll see it blinking whenever I turn it up and then I turn it down. It's a little bit different than other soundbars. Sometimes you get the little, like a LED light here, somewhere here saying that's a plus or minus. But yeah, so I mean, it's very minimalistic in that aspect, or it could be kind of annoying if you can't see it. All right, so here's a good look at the remote up close. You got your power button here, your input button here, and then some different styles of music. If you want to go cinema, maybe if you're listening to music, standard, audio, sound, voice, and then night. So I mean, 6 different options there to choose from. And then you got your volume button here, or volume, your bass if you want to turn that up a little bit, your mute, play mode, audio, enter, and then if you're like listening to a CD or something, you can skip the tracks right here. Let's go ahead and turn on the TV here and give you guys a little sound test. Okay, soundbar hooked up. I got YouTube pulled up here. I'm gonna play some Andrew Applepie music here, mainly because he's one of my favorites that I use as far as instrumental music goes, or whenever I'm making vlogs. But we're gonna use his music here and then show you guys, or give you a little sound test of this is just a soundbar, volume turned all the way down on the TV, soundbar audio on. Okay, so that was a sound test. I know it's kind of hard to actually do a real sound test because everybody's listening devices are different, whether you're listening on a phone, a computer that's got speakers, or really good speakers. But that'll give you a little glimpse of what it actually sounds like and how well it performs. Now, as far as turning it up, when I did get this thing plugged in, I think I only turned it up like 6 notches. So it's a loud sound bar. You can feel the bass coming out here, or hear the bass coming out the sides there. It performs so much more better than the actual speakers that come on your TV. So when you do upgrade to a soundbar, it's usually worth the money, especially when you're buying one that's on a budget level like this one right here. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what this thing can do. Now, right offhand, one of the things I do like about this particular soundbar versus maybe some of the other ones out there in the market is the size. Notice that the legs on this TV here come out here, and you know, sometimes they're different, sometimes they're on the ends, but for my particular setup, it just so happened that this sound bar fits really nice neatly in between those legs there. Sony did make a nice narrow sound bar that'll be compatible, I think, with a lot of TVs that are out there, whether you're using an LG, Samsung, or a Toshiba like this, whatever you're using. I think that this will fit real nicely with your TV. Now, as far as connectivity goes with your cell phone or maybe whatever music player that you're playing with, going through a Bluetooth is just a matter of clicking on the Bluetooth button, connecting it to your device, and then playing music that way, because I know a lot of people like to play music through their sound bars, maybe whether they're cleaning house or whatever they're doing inside their home. It's real easy to get that connectivity together. And then also on the top here, you do have that USB connection if you're wanting to connect possibly like a gaming system or something that connects via the USB cable. It's just a matter of hooking that in and then clicking on the source button on top here to connect it to the USB portion. But I think a lot of you guys who are watching this are probably going to end up using it for your TV, and that's just a matter of hooking up to your optical cable or an HDMI. Okay, so that's the setup and the unboxing of this soundbar here. Hopefully this video was helpful to you in deciding if this is the soundbar for you. If it was, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I make tech videos all the time, and I'd love to have you back on the next one. Until then, get out there and be creative.